Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us on KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Tom Sherry.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Whitney Ward. We begin with breaking news tonight. A bus attendant with Durham Bus Services in Spokane has died after testing positive for the coronavirus. Now, you may remember we have been reporting on a coronavirus outbreak at Durham last February. Now, at the time, 19 drivers and staff members tested positive for the virus. More than a dozen others were then required to quarantine after being exposed. Again, this is just last month when we talk about last February. Durham informed SPS and the regional health district that the cases originated outside of the workplace. Now, KREM 2 reached out to SRHD, the regional health district, for an update on contact tracing efforts, but so far we have not yet received a response.
And a spokesperson for Durham released a statement today saying in part, quote, "Sadly, we are heartbroken today to learn that one of our team members who was quarantining passed away. Our thoughts and prayers go out to our team members' family and friends in this very difficult time." Also, big news from Washington Governor Jay Inslee today. We now have a more concrete timeline about the next phases of the state's vaccine rollout.
Our political reporter Casey Decker was monitoring that announcement this afternoon. He's joining us now live with the latest details. Hi, Casey.
Hey, Whitney. Well, this is good news for folks like grocery store employees. People who have been working in big congregate settings like those should now be eligible to get a shot before the end of the month. Now, it's important to note this is all tentative. It depends on Washington actually getting enough doses to make it happen. And if we don't, it could all be delayed. But let's take a look now at the timeline the governor released today. The plan, as you can see here, in less than 3 weeks, congregate workers could get vaccinated. In addition to those grocery store workers, that includes a large number of ag employees, food processors, those sorts of folks, as well as frontline workers from firefighters to bus drivers. Now, this tier will also include people who are pregnant or have a high-risk disability. Now, 3 weeks after that tier, a new wave of eligible people over the age of 50 with at least 2 comorbidities. Now, that list of what counts as a comorbidity, it's pretty long. The best way to see if you qualify is probably just using that phase finder tool. You can also look at the CDC website for that list. And then just 2 weeks after that, another tier. Basically, everyone with at least 2 comorbidities will become eligible, and so too will people who live in large congregate settings. Now, the governor said today this is all possible thanks to ramped up federal efforts to distribute doses more quickly, as well as that new Johnson & Johnson vaccine coming out.
I have to tell you, I am thrilled at the progress that our federal government is making in combination with these manufacturers to increase supplies. I had a discussion with the CEO of Pfizer day before yesterday, who gave us high confidence that these supplies will continue to increase. So what we've done today, we believe these steps are going to make this vaccine much more available for Washingtonians, and we were thrilled by this information.
Again, this plan is tentative and could change, and right now it's still basically just healthcare workers, seniors, and teachers who are currently eligible, but certainly today a long-awaited update for many of those frontline workers who have been out there doing their jobs and during a pandemic for about a year now. They are finally going to have at least a glimmer of real hope to get vaccinated soon. Whitney, Tom?
Casey, thank you very much for the update. And some welcome news also for essential workers tonight in Idaho.
Yeah, grocery store workers and other frontline personnel are now eligible to get the vaccine. Starting today, people in group 2.3 in North Idaho can get vaccines. This includes grocery workers, convenience store workers, and U.S. Postal Service workers. The state allowed Panhandle Health District to move forward with this group earlier than other regions around the state, which won't be eligible until March 15th. Idaho health officials say if the supply continues at the rate it's going, people who are 16 and older with high-risk medical conditions could be vaccinated by late April for the general public. 16 and older could get the vaccine by late May. Coming up at 5 o'clock tonight, our Amanda Rowley will have more details on how you can schedule an appointment.
And we have also learned more today about the State Department of Health in Washington and the effort to make the vaccines more widely available across the state. With the new Johnson & Johnson version arriving soon, that should help get teachers and seniors more protected and faster. And the federal pharmacy program is also making those vaccines easier to access at places like Safeway, Albertsons, Fred Meyer, Walmart, Rite Aid, and Costco. Right now, about 15% of people in the state have received at least one dose of the vaccine. Health Secretary Umair Shah said we are basically meeting our goal of vaccinating 45,000 people a day in Washington, but he said there are still some improvements to be made. I asked him today why it's taking so long for the Spokane Arena mass vaccination site to come back online with those first dose appointments.
The frustration here that exists in Eastern Washington about trying to get appointments. Ever since the Department of Health took over the arena site, we really haven't gotten any information about when the site will be able to reopen for first doses. Right now, they are focusing just on second doses. We also don't know how people are going to be able to schedule those appointments when they do open up. So why are we not getting that information? And when do we think that the site will be able to reopen for first doses?
If you feel and the community in Spokane feels that they're not getting enough information about the Spokane site and the information, we're going to work on that. We need to improve that.
So coming up tonight at 5 o'clock, you'll hear more of his answers when I questioned also why Spokane's mass vaccination site has the lowest numbers in the state. That is coming up tonight on KREM 2 News at 5 and 6.
And Chaz Health will be hosting vaccine clinics this week, this time starting today through Saturday, March 6th at Gonzaga University. People can get a vaccine by going through their online scheduling. And again, only those who qualify under the phases 1A and 1B guidelines in Washington State are eligible. To go to that phase finder tool, and you can find more information on using it, you can head on over to krem.com. Now, if you're not eligible, you can still enter your contact information, and then it will alert you to when it's your turn in line.
And along with those vaccination clinics, there are also a number of other providers across the Northwest. Like we said, local pharmacies are going to play a big role. They can also distribute the vaccine. And again, those can be found at Walmart, Fred Meyer, Safeway and Albertsons, Rite Aid, Costco, and then many other smaller locations as well. You can see a full list of those locations, including how to check for appointment availability. Just go to krem.com. You can also text the word vaccine to 509-448-2000, and we will make sure to send that link to the list right there to your phone. Okay. Lots of news going on today as people are out and about. Also, lots of people enjoying the sunshine. It just keeps getting better. Right when we think, oh, it can't get any better than this,
we get one more good day, and then we head back down. Reality returns by the time the weekend rolls around. We might even have a little morning snow on Saturday. Won't stick around, but it'll get your attention. Take a look at this. These are the headlines. We're talking about Friday, tomorrow being the warmest day of the week. We think it will get into the low 60s tomorrow. And as I mentioned just a moment ago to Whitney, Saturday will be cooler, windy, with a chance of some morning snow and rain. And the continued windy temperatures, windy conditions over the weekend, and much cooler temps with highs only expected in the 40s. In the meantime, man, oh man, it's great out there. 58 degrees. We started out with sunshine. Now we've got partly cloudy skies. We'll look for an overnight low of 38, so we should stay above freezing. And it's 61 degrees with plenty of sunshine on tap for your Friday. Here's a look at your weekend forecast. Showers developing on Friday, and then we'll look for a daytime high of 49 degrees on Sunday. Right now, looks like mostly dry weather Sunday. I'll check the rest of your 7-day outlook coming up in just a few minutes.
Sounds good, Tom. Thank you. Also today, in the Tyler Rambo attempted murder trial, we heard from experts about the firearm that he allegedly used.
Yeah, Rambo is accused of waving a gun and firing it during the 4th of July celebration in Coeur d'Alene. That happened 2 years ago. So
the detective who collected that firearm from the shooting told the jury it was a .357 revolver. Other evidence found at City Park that night were 2 bullets. A forensic scientist confirmed for the jury those bullets were shot from the suspect's gun. The detective also told the jury investigators found 13 live rounds of .357 bullets in the back pockets of the suspect's jeans. Now, this testimony concluded the prosecutor's list of witnesses for the trial. The defense attorney will now call on his witnesses when court resumes on Monday morning. Well, it's been nearly 3 weeks now since Washington entered phase 2 of the state's reopening plan.
But the KREM 2 Verify team continues to get calls and emails about what's allowed and what's not allowed, including an email asking if fitness centers and pools at apartment complexes are allowed to operate at 25% capacity. To find the answer, Mark Hanrahan reached out to the Washington Department of Health, the Spokane Regional Health District, and he read the Healthy Washington Roadmap to Recovery Plan. Turns out the answer might require some math. You can watch Mark's Verify report coming up on KREM 2 News at 11. That's happening tonight.